Get him.
I've been around enough live streamers and content creators to know that for the most part, they ruin the entire next generation of kids. I know that might be a little pessimistic to say, and although it's not entirely the truth, there's definitely a major flaw with the way kids are living nowadays. And clip culture is the main reason for this. I realized this once I went to my Face temple and the kids there knew just as much about what was going on in the live streaming world as I do. And this is what I do for a living. I'm a professional video editor for live streamers. The world's content has never been less thought-provoking, and for some reason, everyone's eating it up. I'm 23 years old. That means I was born in 2001. I grew up in the perfect generation for consuming content online. Our version of Brainrot was Fred, Smosh, OG Face House vlogs, and PewDiePie Happy Wheels. I barely spent any time online until Black Ops 2 came out. I didn't have doom scrolling on TikTok as a kid. I had 6 hours straight on Pokemon Platinum with my cousin on the house phone. And although food battles and Nintendo DS marathons might not have been that thought-provoking,
me and my pink frosted sprinkled donuts want a rematch.
There was more authenticity and creativity than there ever could be now. I grew up in a generation where starting a YouTube channel and putting yourself out there online wasn't just for monetary value.
Damn, reminds me of the up and coming days when I used to be broke as fuck. I used to have one of these.
It was about creating something to connect with other people authentically. Money wasn't really even an option. It was just a benefit that might happen. A lot of people didn't even know if their content would start making money until YouTube became a monopoly. Everyone was creating because they loved connecting with others. Streamers aren't entirely at fault for the consumption of low IQ content, but they're definitely a huge part of the culture of content creation as a whole.
Did you clap?
It all starts with the top. The biggest streamers in the world, although they aren't bad people per se, they definitely aren't spreading a positive message consistently. The amount of time I see content people can goon to online is getting ridiculous. The closest thing I've seen to a positive movement in the past year was Kai Cenat's Flawed Mango's motivational speeches. Everything else doesn't resonate with you. It's filler content for the mind, some shit you'd eat cereal to. I don't understand how people can have such a large platform and not try to improve the minds of their audience at a larger scale. So how do we fix a generation that seems to be hopeless? A great reference point of the stage we're at is explained in a video made by Casey Neistat's brother, Van. Van has a video called "We Are in a Fourth Turning." In this video, he explains that we are in the 4th stage out of 4 occurring after a war, and it's called the crisis stage. The crisis stage is said to be the generation from 2008 to 2028, and it's said that art is supposed to thrive within this stage, leading to this generation's greatest artists. And although he may have been right on a shorter time frame with the 4th turning, there's a bigger 4th turning happening right now, and it's called Kali-Yuga. Kali-Yuga is the 4th Yuga in my faith, and it's described as the shortest and worst of the 4 Yugas. There's said to be some of the worst things to happen to humans happening throughout this course of 432,000 years. And Kali-Yuga is just getting started. Moral and ethical decline, corrupt leadership, shortened lifespan, deterioration of relationships, increase in conflict and war, rise of hypocrisy and false religions, extreme materialism, natural disasters, decreased intelligence and in spirituality. We are facing spiritual warfare. Souls are being stained with bad karma left and right, making decisions without thinking about the repercussions. And on the eternal timeline, most people are being held back from reaching the home their soul belongs to, the spiritual world. In Kali-Yuga, there will be few that can analyze the world that's happening around them. Those who can turn the constant suffering of Kali-Yuga into an understanding of the negatives of the material world. They will analyze the time that's wasted in their day-to-day. They will turn wrong choices to right. They will separate themselves from lost souls on earth. They will progress on the eternal timeline instead of going backwards. The only way these souls can get to a point of being saved is if there are creatives and minds that are gracious enough to learn what comes after this life. People who are willing to sacrifice the dopamine of the material world in an attempt to progress their mind and soul. It's easier said than done. If this person can succeed and share it with the world authentically, he can spare lifetimes of suffering for someone else. In a time where it's never been easier to be selfish and gain from it, you could ignore that thought and be the person who progresses you and the souls around you. You can choose leadership despite physical limitations. Choose to sacrifice temporary desires and clear your mind from Maya. It all starts with you.